Well, isn't this to remind you what
Yeah.
you should never do again?
Yeah.
Well, lessons are painful.
They sure as shit are.
Talking about suicide usually makes a lot of people really uncomfortable, but I've been so uncomfortable my whole entire life that it doesn't matter anymore. I focus on the things that are really important, and part of that is saving lives. And to do that, I have to stay alive. And that's where the tattoos come in.
All right, Dolly, you ready?
I am.
I wake up every single morning and I want to die. I've had to pretend to be this sane person who's successful and who loves life, and that's not me. I don't love life. I love experiencing other people's lives. That's what keeps me going, is other people.
I always think like when I give blood, like yeah, it doesn't, it's not super fun, but I love everybody else in this world so much more than myself. And that's just what I'm constantly thinking about.
All of the art on me is something that I wouldn't have been able to be there for if my first suicide attempt would have been successful. They're one of the things that are a visual that I see, and it reminds me to keep going and to keep living, because otherwise I would want to die. I want to die. And I get to look down at the art on my body that reminds me to take one more step, that reminds me that what I did in my past that has hurt people has helped people actually. On the 10th anniversary of my suicide attempt, I decided to get my self-harm scars covered. I found Jonna through a friend, and after he described her to me, I knew that she'd be able to make something beautiful. And then I met her, and I'm like, oh hell yeah. This girl needs to put art on my body. She said that I deserve this. And that sold me. This girl was gonna do my tattoo. Pain for me feels a lot different than it does for other people. I've gotten tattoos before, and so I knew it was gonna hurt, but I didn't realize that this time, because it was gonna be on such a sensitive area of my body, that it would feel so different. Because that's why I chose to cut myself there in the first place, was because it was very sensitive. And so when she was fixing that,
Ready, honey? Yep.
I'd think to myself about that pain that I was feeling the first time, that there was that foreign object going into my body, that it was piercing me and slicing me. And I thought about that compared to this time when I have somebody that is putting this beautiful piece of art on my body. And it's almost like a switch in my brain just turned, and it was a different pain. And it wasn't what I expected. And the one thing that I really remember about this was that switch, was that feeling of being able to flash back to that moment, you know, where I was in my bathroom on the floor crying, and that's what kept pushing me forward. I just went to Jonna with some really crappy looking pictures, and she made them completely unique, because my story is completely unique. Jonna joined in on my story, and she's a part of it now. There's that saying about wearing your heart on your sleeve. Well, I wear my life on my sleeve, quite literally, and I love it.